My name is Claire, and I'm not the kind of person who believes in this stuff. I signed the permission slip because it counted toward our history grade, not because I cared about ghost tours. That changed the night we visited the Dalton Mansion. During the day, it operates as a regular museum. History tours, old photographs, docents talking about architecture. But at night, they transform it into a ghost tour, dimming the lights, pulling out the lanterns, leaning into every dark corner the building has to offer. Our teacher, Mrs. Hargrove, said it would bring history to life in ways a textbook never could. The ghost tour was just a bonus. There were 15 of us and a guide named Mark, older, calm, unhurried, carrying a brass lantern through rooms lit by nothing else. Tall ceilings, long dark hallways, wallpaper so old the floral pattern had faded to shadows. Everything designed to make you feel like the century hadn't changed. At the base of the main staircase, Mark told a darker story. The original owner had a daughter who died young. She had been playing near the top of the stairs one evening when she lost her footing. No one was nearby. By the time anyone heard the sound and came running, it was too late. A terrible accident, he said, lowering his voice. The kind that happens in seconds and haunts a family forever. That's when Sarah raised her camera and fired the flash directly at the staircase. It lit up the whole frame. Mark, the steps, the wallpaper, everything. A few people flinched. Mark paused, glanced back, then kept going. None of us thought anything of it at the time. Outside afterward, Sarah was reviewing her shots while the rest of us half laughed about the creaky floors and dim hallways. Then we heard her make a sound. She stumbled back, nearly dropping the camera. Her face had gone pale in a way that didn't look like a joke. She didn't answer when someone called her name. She just held out the camera, screen facing us, and looked away. Behind Mark, halfway up the stairs, there was a figure. Not a blur, not a trick of the light. A girl. White dress, long dark hair, her feet hovering just above the steps, not touching them. Faintly translucent at the edges, a wide, fixed grin that had no warmth behind it. Eyes pale, almost entirely white, aimed at something just past the frame. Not at Mark, not at us, at something behind all of us. The figure appeared in only that one photo. Our teacher asked if Mark had mentioned how the daughter died. Playing near the stairs, we said. Lost her footing. No one nearby. She shook her head. That's not the real story. The girl's name was Eliza. She was 8 years old. She hadn't slipped. The neighbors had heard her crying through the walls for years. The kind of crying that tells you exactly what it means. But the Dalton family owned half the town. Their name was on the bank, the church, the deed of half the properties on that road. So the neighbors said nothing. The maids who worked in the house told a different story in private. The kind passed down in whispers because writing it down felt dangerous. They said that night, Eliza had finally decided she was going to tell someone. Anyone. 2 of them had been at the top of the hallway when it happened. They saw the father grab her by the arms at the top of the staircase. They saw him let go. They spent the rest of their lives not talking about it, because the family made very clear what happened to people who did. She almost made it to the door. They found her at the bottom of the staircase with a broken neck and bruises on her arms shaped like fingers. The case was closed before it opened. The records were lost, and the house became a museum. And at night, the museum became a ghost tour. And every night, someone stood in front of that staircase and called it a terrible accident. Nobody spoke on the bus ride home. I sat by the window thinking about a girl in a coat, running down a staircase, almost at the door. I still think about it, I think I always will.